Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to another episode of Hello World with your girl Joy from Be the Difference Clothing. How is everyone doing this lovely day? I hope pretty good. I have to check to see if I'm buffering. So let me see. Let me check. So far, so good. I don't know why, but it always seems like the first 5 minutes, I'm always like lagging like crazy. I don't get it. But I just want to say thank you guys for coming in. I appreciate you giving me a little bit of your time each and every day. I hope you had a good day. Hey, Tanya. What up, Patty D? What's going on? Long time no see. Um, I hope you guys had a good day. Feel free to tell me how your day was. I hope it was exceptional for you. Um, good. So before I go into my day and you guys tell me about yours while you're typing up yours, I woke up, I went to work, everything was good, no complaints. I'm just really tired, but today's topic of discussion, I was driving home and it just came to me like, talk about it, talk about it, talk about it. And then I got bad news from a fellow YouTuber. Um, well, maybe not bad news, but very bittersweet news. And I was feeling down for them. And then it just reminded me, you got a new mattress? Ooh, I need to get one, Tanya. I need to get a new bed, actually. New frame and everything. I need to go bigger. I'm trying to get that California queen. I mean, the California king bed. Only a few minutes have to take the pup out. But when it's, hey, bad girl. Bad girl. You like that ending better? Had company out from out of town. We had someone. Oh, that's good, Patty D. I'm so glad. I'm wearing the necklace that Danielle Soaps of Love gave me because I can't find the other one that I usually wear every day. Can't find it. I'm not gonna worry about it. It is what it is. It was a Zenith from Amazon. Ooh. I was this close to buying a new bed like a few times. Black Friday, day after Christmas. I don't know. I just haven't committed to it yet. Always loved that. Ah, yay. So as I was driving home, the topic just came and I was like, man, I guess I got to talk about it. Powalindo, what's going on? How are you? Welcome to Hello World. Good to see you. How was your day? I hope it was good. Um, don't forget, guys, to like, subscribe, share, turn on your notification bells, and if you can, give me a little dingy ding. Well, no, turn on your notification bells, and if you can't, give me a little thumbs up or down. Whatever you feel like doing is fine by me. It just helps with the algorithm for YouTube. I'm really not a numbers person, but unfortunately, we are ruled by numbers. So um, the more we do our parts and thumbs up and share out the stream, the more traffic will come this way, and hopefully more people will be encouraged and inspired. I'm fine, Joy. Thank you. What about you? I'm doing good. I can't complain. I definitely can't complain. It's been a good day. I'm just tired. Um, but the topic is about lonely. Before I start on that, let me go share the stream out real quick. Let me go share it out. Come through. I don't really say nothing but come through. That's all I usually say is come through. I can't think of anything more like strategic to say, but just come on in. Come in and chat with us. Yes. Like I rarely send out Instagram posts. Especially about Hello World. I probably need to do more of that. Just so the word will go out more. I don't know, but I just have so much on my plate, guys. And I enjoy every single thing of it, but it is what it is. All right, so today's topic is about lonely. Let me ask you guys a question. Is anybody feeling lonely? And I'm not talking about just like you feel alone. I mean like lonely. Like you may be in a crowded, don't answer the question unless you feel comfortable. You're in a crowded room, you're having a good time, but yet you're still alone. Like inside you're alone. I'm finding like more and more there are a lot of people who are feeling alone. And it could be due to a number of things: loss, separation, anxiety. There's so many things, but are we taking that opportunity to help fill the void, at least just for a little bit? Just maybe be a little landing pad for somebody that is feeling that way. But lonely, guys. My heart really goes out to people who feel that they're in that kind of in that kind of mindset or frame of mind, because it's not easy. I can only imagine it's not easy to get out of. Hey Tim, how are you? Eating dinner. Ooh, nice. What are you having for dinner? We're just talking about lonely, Tim. And I think about people who, may not have family around, not surrounded by people that they care about and that they admire and admonish, and that, they're alone. How about the people who just lost somebody? Like, look at Vanessa. I saw something on Instagram how they said that she cries most of the time naturally. And then all the other times she's just trying to keep it together for her daughters. And I just felt so like, I felt so much empathy for her, because it's not like he was sick. Neither one of them, to our knowledge, were sick. And I think it hurts even more when you just lose somebody. Like I was just envisioning, like, you know, him and his daughter before they left, him kissing her goodbye, like I'll see you later, or saying goodbye to the kids, or what if they had an argument before they walked out the door and said, saying goodbye. But like that was the last moment that either one of them would see each other. Lonely. And as much as people are surrounding her right now, I know she's got to have that feeling of loneliness. I don't feel connected to people. I don't know if that is lonely though. Mm. Some people I have had a connection have passed away. Tanya, let me tell you, I'm gonna tell you a story about that hamburger with noodles and some corn. That's an interesting combination. That's very interesting. It's like I want to have ramen, a hamburger, and hold on, and a piece of corn on the cob to go with it. Tim, you eat like a pregnant lady. Something to fill the void. Tanya, speaking of which, right, you guys know how I feel or felt in the past about, when people say that they care about me, that they love me, how like I would listen, I would, whatever, but not 100% believe, right? So if any of you have seen the video, the very first video, the only video that I refuse to change or cycle out, it's of Michelle. And I told you guys that Michelle, I I was going through a transition with different churches. Like I was wanting to like try something different, go to a different church, and maybe just, something different, because I just wasn't growing anymore in the church that I was at. And it's not like they were doing anything wrong, but it's just I wasn't growing and I was getting bored. I was on my cell phone most of the time playing games. And I said, that can't be right. So I started, trying to test out the waters. And, some people didn't take that very well. And, um, you know, case in point, I ended up being in a boat without a paddle all by myself. I had people that I was very close with that I couldn't talk to anymore, or not anymore, but I couldn't talk to about how I wanted to, try to go to visit other churches. And and then I couldn't even tell them how amazing the other church was because somebody told me I had to choose what church I wanted to go to because I couldn't be going to both. And I was just like, I got, like, what? What do you mean I can't go to both? Like, I can go here and then go there. Anyway, long story short, if you feel, in my opinion, if you feel like you want to visit other churches and you want to be in a part of another church, you want to be a part of a couple of churches, do it. What? Who said that you have to be connected to one thing? Anyway, so while I was feeling that way, I started going visiting this other church more, and Michelle was there. And I didn't know this, but Michelle had started going to the church about a month before me or a couple weeks before me. So we had a commonality, which was that we ended up going around the same time. And the only reason why we ended up starting to get to know each other is because after the service, they have a fellowship hour where they have breakfast. And I like to eat. And sweets too. I mean, their breakfast was good. It was more than continental. So I used to get my bagel and whatever. And I'm the kind of person, like, I'm a little, I'm a little like, I'm shy. So like I wouldn't openly go up to people like, hi, my name is Joy. How are you? Like I wouldn't do that. So eventually, she gravitated to me, and then I found out that her son had passed, like maybe almost a year before she started going there. And so we started talking more, and then then I asked her, the t-shirt I was wearing the other day about the addiction kills the family. I asked her, I was like, hey, would you mind being in a documentary that I'm trying to put together? She said yes. So I was like, all right, cool. But let me fast forward. She ended up having brain cancer, and before all of that happened, I was like, yo, she real cool, down to earth, and I was like, that's dope. Like, I actually trusted her. Don't know why, but I just trusted her. And so she told me about her son, and then she had brain cancer. And I was like, what are you talking about? Like, I remember the pastor emailing everyone saying, pray for Michelle because she was admitted into the hospital and they found a large tumor. And I was like, what you talking about? I was like, you talking about the Michelle that I know, the Michelle that I talked to? And he was like, yeah. I was like, what? So I was devastated. I was like, it seems like, Tanya, this is for you. It seems like everybody that I start to care about falls off. So I was praying to God. I was like, God, please, 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 please let her live, let her live. She made it through. And here's where it really started to hurt because when we would have conversations, um, you guys know she allowed me to come with her to her chemotherapy sessions. And they were like literally like 15 minutes. And I was elated that I could be there for my friend. And what really stood out the most is when she would say, Joy, I love you, I absolutely felt it and I believed her, and I was just like, I couldn't say it back to her because, I'm not the kind of person to go telling people, yeah, I love you, blah, blah. But like, I felt it. So, Tanya, I understand what you say when you say sometimes, like, you know, you're here and it seems like everybody else is there. And you want to connect with people, but for some reason it just doesn't happen. But the people that you absolutely do connect with always end up disappearing. That to me, yes, Tanya, is a form of loneliness. How do we combat that? How do we combat that? Hi, Diane. How are you? Welcome to Hello World. Tonight we're just talking about lonely. Hey, J Dog into his house. So how do we combat that, Tanya? because that is a form of lonely. It's not like I don't think either one of us go out purposely trying to say, "Hey, I want to be alone for the rest of." No, it's just, was there a void in the trust factor, or is it that we're more sensitive, or what? I don't know. But there are a lot of people like us walking around, Tanya, where we just can't connect with each other, and that's a human error that we need to fix. Bam. How do we fix this error, ERROR, that we all seem to sometimes fall entrapped with? What is it that happened in our past that made us this way? Or maybe something that we were taught that made us this way? Or maybe we've been amongst too many hurt people for too long that we've become into that hurt environment and now can't distinguish or identify with anybody who is truly caring for you? Or is it that everybody's hurting so bad that they just don't know how to get out of that hurt and just live their lives so that they can truly exude love? Hmm, that's a very deep question that I asked myself and you and everybody else. My good friend from school moved to New York. We text, but it's hard to get together anymore. But at least you guys get to talk about being lonely. This is my first time. Yeah, Diane. If you want to add to, you're more than welcome to. Off the subject, Joy. Called Gigi yesterday, chatted for a little while. She's doing good. All right. Thank you, Tim. You were actually my update for her. So that's a good thing. Diana or Diane, I feel like, just so you have a background, Hello World, we talk about everything and anything. And the idea is to talk about topics that we sometimes skate through and not even consider thinking about. But I believe if we think about it, we start talking about it, we can become or overcome it or learn better ways to identify and work through our situations, right? I believe a lot of the things that we go through is a bit of a human error, you know? Sometimes it's hard for people to admit they're alone or lonely or feeling lonely. I can imagine why, because pride, you don't want anybody to know how you truly feel deep down inside, because then I'll show that you have a little weakness. But little do we all know, we are all little weak little things walking around just weakening each other and not trying to get strong. It's the same. I'm the same way. I constantly felt lonely. Felt or feel, because there's a difference between the two, right? I feel like my screen is flickering. I don't know. And I know we all go through periods of loneliness, right? Or feeling alone, even when we're amongst everybody that we care for, love, and whatever. Because uh, think of it this way, right? You go to a party, you have a good time, right? And as soon as you get in the house, you close the door, you take your clothes off, and you get in your bed, the fun that you just had fades away because now you have to deal with yourself. Hmm. What do we do, guys? You guys know how I feel we can combat that. Getting to know yourself. I think that would be a surefire way to get to the root of why we have these spouts and sometimes long periods of feeling alone. I've also fallen into the fake friendships, so I'm cautious getting close to anyone too quickly. That's the time when we need to connect with God. That's very true. Whatever you believe in, too, Diane, because not everybody believes in the same God. Let's just be honest. And I'm not knocking anybody's beliefs. Because a lot of times we've been raised to believe a certain way, and who are we to judge anyone else for their beliefs? So I just leave it at that. I'm an extrovert, and all of my friends are introvert. They gravitate towards me. Oh, fake friends. And that's another thing. Are people really fake if we think about it? Are they really fake? Because the last time I remember, you know, hurt people hurt other people. So is it that they're fake or they're just hurting so they don't know how to cope with anyone else's up and up or happiness? So therefore they, gravitate to what makes them feel more comfortable, which is a point of pain. So, guys, we do have a human error. I think just thinking about it, talking about it, I think there's a human error. And this is a thing that we need to discuss, talk about, and try to overcome. Because loneliness equates to standoffishness, then equates and migrates to possible fakeness because we've been constantly hurt from different circumstances that we try to avoid and not talk about. And because we've avoided and not talked about things, we've pushed it so far behind our conscious zone that when other people come around, we can't seem to be happy for others because no one understands how lonely you feel. And all you want is for somebody to understand how lonely you feel. Help me. But instead of you saying, I need help, you put a damper on everyone else's parties. You bring the rain, the thunder to everyone else's party. I don't know. I'm just talking. It's coming to me as we speak. Yeah, it is fake, or they just don't connect the way we think. They're hurt and super cautious. I'm an introvert, extrovert. I have times I'm outgoing and times I like my alone time. Me, I don't like to be alone. I like to be all up in the Kool-Aid. This is me. What you say? I be all in it like, what? What's going on? I'm just a shy person. Or is that really me being shy? Or have I been made to feel like I can't be accepted? Da-na-na-na. And could that be it too, guys? For each and one of us? That we cover up not feeling accepted with the word shy. Imagine that. Imagine that. If we actually, instead of use the word shy, just said, I feel like no one will accept me. And I'm not talking about anything but just accept me, like want to be around me type of thing. That's just step number one. Whatever else you do with your life is step number 20. But let's get past step number one. How many of us can honestly say, like, we're not even sure that people want to be around us and we kind of feel that way? So maybe we become a little standoffish because we just don't want to be rejected. You don't have to answer that if you don't want to, but think about it, right? We're trying to dissect. I'm getting hot. I've been using this natural deodorant, guys, and I'm telling you, man, these natural deodorants, they don't hold you up like the aluminum ones do. Got me wanting to go right back to the aluminum. No joke. But I can't go back because it's healthier to be in the natural realm. But me and natural funk don't go together well. And I don't like that feeling. Okay, sidebarred. But think about it. Is it just that we are afraid that people will not accept us? Could it be that simple? Hurt people hurt people. I don't like to be alone either, except for when I'm making shirts or designing. Oh, Diane, you make shirts too? Me too. I'm so glad you're here. The name of my company is Be the Difference Clothing. I do inspirational clothing. I'm so glad to meet you. I'm glad you're here. I keep saying that, but it's true. Don't like that natural funk either, but it's so much better for you. Tim. Oh, you do know. But these are just ideas that are popping in my head as we speak. But is it worth thinking about? Absolutely. Because we're trying to get to the root of how we don't have to be worried about feeling alone ever again. Or just being able to identify it quicker. Good Lord. I'm in layers too, so it doesn't help. Or how about the times when we absolutely do get rejected in relationships, romantic or platonic? Either way, it hurts. Just the idea that another human being says you're not good enough in their opinion, in their eyes, in their time frame, in their aspect, in their living, is hard to deal with. So when you have to think of that rejection, of course that's going to set you back and think that everybody else is going to reject you as well. Oh my goodness. It's deep. My internet connection is kind of sketchy. That's what it's saying. Hold on. Let me close a tab and see if that'll work it out. Hey, JAR, what's going on? Welcome to Hello World. We just almost had a deep discussion about lonely. So feel free to add opinion in as well. I am buffering, yeah. That's what YouTube just told me. Is it better now, Tim? I had to close a tab, so I don't know why, but like it's like I'm always lagging. It just bothers me to lag so much. I don't know, whatever. But I'm not going to deviate from the conversation because when you are rejected by another human being, whether it be relationship, family, whatever the case may be, do you give yourself proper time to heal? That's another thing, too. How many of us heal from the disappointments of situations? How many of us give ourselves time, right? And there's another thing too. We allow so many people to dictate how we should feel. Girl or boy, that just happened to you. You need time. You probably need a lot of time, or you don't need that much time. Just get on with your life. Only you know how much time you need for anything, whether it be family hurt, the death of someone that you love, the relationship, death of a relationship, whatever the case may be. You know what time you need. Friends should definitely be there to help guide you along, be like, hey, hope you're feeling better. But don't let anybody put a time limit to how you cope with whatever you're going through. If they try to, nudge you along, be like, hey, hope you're feeling better. Like, we can get through this together. Those are nice things to say to a person, but not like, oh man, that's been 2 years. You're not over that yet. You could have set the person back another 3 just by saying that. Or if somebody is absolutely doing good and you say, you over that already, let them be, because we all cope differently. And that's the difference with all of us. Some of us are more sensitive than others. Like I'm a sensitive person, not super, super sensitive, but I'm sensitive and I need time. So if somebody would have come to be like, dang, Joy, you still, I'd be like, what? Then that makes me feel bad for thinking that I shouldn't be feeling bad for a situation that I'm already going through, that they have no idea what I went through. That's how it can be for some people. No, your voice isn't matching your lips. Yeah, constantly buffering. Let me refresh. I remember when I was dating and I broke up with someone, friends would say, you need a boyfriend. Right? Doesn't that make you feel like, okay, I need to hurry up and like get into another relationship when you probably mentally were not ready? I was like, nah, I need time by myself for a while. Okay, I'm back reloaded. Oh, okay, I was buffering. I'm sorry. Yeah, I was a little on YouTube was telling me that my connection was poor, which I don't understand because I got Verizon. Unless I need to update something with Verizon, that's the only reason why I think I should have a problem. But honestly though, I got the best service. So I don't know what the problem is. I closed the tab, so that probably did help a little bit. But I still see like I'm like glitching from time to time. Maybe I need to not use my webcam and just use the camera from the computer from now on. I don't know. But lonely, guys. And then some people, it makes them just not even want to talk about their situations with other people because they start to judge you, or we think they're judging, right? It's not necessarily that they're judging, but you asked them and they were just giving their opinion, an opinion that you couldn't cope with at the moment. So, guys, we're a bunch of errors just walking around, not realizing the little damages that we do every day to each other, knowingly and unknowingly. How do we combat that though? I know. Let's be honest and free. If something bothers you, in the most gentlest voice that you can have, pull them aside and say, hey, I respect what you're saying, but I ended up taking it this way. And it kind of hurt my feelings. Sometimes we need to do that. What's wrong with taking the extra step? It'll combat the repercussions of being lonely. What do you guys think? Could that be possible? I don't know the answers. I'm just talking along as we speak. I'm just talking with you and working it out along as we speak. But one thing's for sure is that I know the more we all heal together, the stronger we actually become. And the more whole, WHOLE, we become so that we can be a little bit more empathetic to others who are in need. We may not always say the right things, but at least we can think twice about the things that come out of our mouths. Just a thought. I'm drinking my alkaline water, lime water. Helps remove mucus, as I've always said. How about the seniors? What are we doing with our seniors, guys? Especially the ones that are in homes, in the senior homes or group homes, if you want to call it that. And they have no one to visit them and just rely on the staff and other people in the facility to who are able to communicate, be their friends. I mean, I know they live in their own world. As we all age, we move up and our circumstances and situations change and evolve, and we kind of all go with each other. But what about when people start to die and you're just there by yourself? Sorry, my shoulders are getting chilly. The chat stopped on my end, so I don't know what's going on. Okay, nobody else is saying anything. I want us to heal. Primarily, I just want us to heal and to know that we're not all by ourselves. If you are feeling alone this time, this moment in life, you're not alone. There are other people who feel the same way you do. The difference is that we want to get through this together. Do I feel alone? No, I don't feel alone. Do I feel lonely? No, I don't feel lonely. Not at this moment, not at this stage of my life. No, I don't. Would I prefer things to be a certain way? Yes. But as far as feeling alone, I do not. But I empathize for those who are because I was there at one point in my life. So I know the feeling. And I know I would have loved to be able to have a conversation with someone who would just either listen or at least could say, you know what? I was there. I know what you're going through. Let's talk this out. You know what I'm saying? That's what human beings, that's what the human experience is all about. We helping each other out. We working things through with each other, not against. We've practiced being against each other for too long, for too many years. And we've become perfectionists in that arena. And now we need to become perfectionists in love, in the ability to love and the ability to empathize and in the ability to show concern for our fellow human beings. So, absolutely, if you are feeling alone, I'm here for you. Like I said, I had gotten bad or bittersweet news from someone earlier, and my heart dropped for them because I know that has to be a lonely feeling to know that their world is about to be turned upside down. I wish there was something I could do, but there is nothing I can do but to be there. And that's what, if anything, to make the loneliness feel better or lessen